I first met Sam in the fall of 1960 when he entered architecture school. He and I got together and formed the first alumni association of the college. This was in 1970. Through his series of places he has been to work, Hill Holly, they were out of Danville. He with his good friend Don Hill. When he first came out of school, he was working for John Scruggs, which only the best people got located at John Scruggs. Then he came to McCloney and Toon, where I was working. And the one thing I remember about him at McCloney and Toon is every year we had evaluations. And when Sam got in there, they couldn't think of anything to criticize him on. So Mr. Toon finally just asked him, "Why do you wear khakis every day?" And, of course, how relevant is that?
Well, Sam and I crossed paths back around 74, 75, somewhere in that era. We were in the same building with two different firms, and we were the only architects in the building to start having lunch together and doing things together.
I've known Sam since 1975. Sam was part of McCloney Omni at the time, and so he was the merged firm, and I was part of McCloney, and he was part of Omni, and we joined the firms, and Sam was one of my principals, mentor of the firm.
We were in a very small building located on West 3rd Street. It was actually a townhouse. It didn't take us long to find the work that allowed us to outgrow that space. We moved up to North Broadway to the former Chamber of Commerce building, and that turned out to be an incredible experience for all of us working together. It was very collaborative. At one point in the future, we merged, and it was about 1983 where I became a stockholder along with several others, and we grew to a firm of, say, 45 folks. And things change a lot over time, but we've been able to develop this firm through Sam's vision.
We had good staff. We had a leader, Sam Holly. We did various types of work. We did residential. We did a lot of medical, a lot of educational, higher ed. We had cancer facilities, athletic facilities, and just variation all over the state of Kentucky as the country.
Not only has Sam been the guiding principle of Omni Architects, but he's also been the person who is service-oriented. He's served on numerous nonprofit boards in Lexington. He served as a city council member. He's had an enormous influence and contributions to the American Institute of Architects in Kentucky by serving as director as well as president of that organization. Eventually, winning such awards as the Distinguished Service Award from AIA Kentucky, as well as awards such as the Uberworth Award, the highest honor we have, which all led really to his fellowship in the American Institute of Architects, the highest honor, a rare honor in Kentucky.
Sam's involvement in the profession in Kentucky over the last 50 years has been amazing. He was always active with KSA, and in fact was instrumental in our going to Hilton Head for many years for our annual planning meeting, and that was a great success.
In terms of Sam's involvement with AIA, I'd say he was very important. And when I started getting involved in it, there was little going on. The first meeting I went to, there were 3 people, and the year that I was president, we had as many as 125, 150 people come to a chapter meeting. So things really, started getting going, and couldn't have happened without Sam and guys like Sam.
Actually, the thing that I like about Sam is, and probably the thing that characterizes him more than any other architect in town is that there is a general civility to everything that he's always done. And, as architects, we focus on, this job or that job, or trying to, we're a competitive profession. But Sam has always been the civil one. Sam is always, there's a kindness, a joy, a general sort of life is good, and let's do architecture while we're having fun. And that's so refreshing because, in the profession you get people focused on this or focused on that, but probably the joy is the thing that comes through with Sam.
I would just call him a good friend and an honest architect. I never knew Sam to be one of those guys who was always trying to outsmart their client. He was always pretty straight up with everybody he dealt with, and very likable guy.
The most important thing that Sam ever taught me was just to be authentic and be yourself. Don't try to be somebody that you're not. And I appreciate that, and I've learned from that lesson.
I would describe Sam as the world's best friend. He has always been so generous with people and has always been so interested in people that he is highly regarded and much loved.
Confident, sincere, honest. He was the decision maker of the firm, and he led the firm into the success that it is now. He's like a brother to me.
Many people ask where the name Omni Architects came from. Well, Sam Hulley and David McIntosh formed the firm in 1975. That's 40 years ago, almost to the date. And at the time, there were many notable firms around the state, and many of them were known by their letters. They wanted to come up with a name that was not the names of the individuals, but represented a larger idea. Omni is a Latin prefix that means all or all-inclusive, and so it's really not even a word. It's more of a idea of what this firm could be. And I think it served us well. I think Sam's vision in defining that name leaves us a legacy that not only allows people to come and go and start new firms, but to see us as a large picture of what we can be and what we can become as our legacy over the next 40 years. So I think the lesson Sam has taught us is this notion of a legacy firm. And he's given us both that and a roadmap of how to succeed. It's through his established experience of all these years that it's going to allow Omni Architects to look forward to the next 40 years. Thank you, Sam.
I do wish him well. I hope I see him a lot. Thank you, Sam.
Sam, thanks, man, for being such a good friend over these years. Hope to see you a lot more often. Take care.
Thanks, Sam.
Thank you, Sam.
Thanks, Sam.